Hello, happy Monday. How are you? I am Carl and I'll be teaching Time for Kids Big Picture Edition. We will be studying how we go to school and later we will discuss how students in Vietnam go to school. Before we discuss the article, we provide warm-up questions and pre-reading activities. So warm-up questions should be related to the topic. So we can ask, do you go to school? Let's post it on the whiteboard. There. If our student answers yes, we ask him to answer in a complete sentence. Yes, I go to school. And we post it in the chat window and ask the student to read it. Then we ask follow-up questions like, what is your school's name? There. And what do you do in school? There. Next, pre-reading activities. So these are directly related to the article. This one. And serve to get the student interested in the topic. Today's issue focuses on how students go to school. So, this topic is part of their everyday lives. So they ride a bicycle or walk to school, have seen or ridden on a bus. So you ask questions like, let's go to the whiteboard and type the question, how far is your school? Or, how do you go to school? There. So, if the student doesn't understand the question, we show him pictures. Do you go to school by plane? Wow. Do you go to school by bus? By train? So in this part, we teach the student on how to use the preposition by. So example, the student answers bus teacher. So we ask the student to complete this sentence. I go to school by bus. Then we post it in the chat window. There, the student has now an idea that we will talk about transportation. Then we proceed to the article. We ask the student to predict the story from the headline, which is how we go to school, or the article's picture, this one. So we cover the text. Let's do it. Okay. And ask the student to describe what he sees in the picture. So after that, we may ask the student, what do you think the article would be about? The student needs to connect the headline, which is how we go to school, this one, and the picture. Then we uncover the text and read it. These kids live in Vietnam. They get a ride on a motorbike to school. After reading, we check the student's vocabulary recognition. So how do you understand the word ride? The student might get confused and answer, teacher, ride a car. Okay, or to ride is to travel by sitting on a motorbike. That is correct, but ride can be a verb or a noun. So, in this sentence, ride is a noun, which means a journey riding a motorbike. That is also posted in the chat window. So, we can also ask the student to use it in a sentence. There. So we ask comprehension questions. So we will ask 3 questions. First, where do these kids live? Second, Where are they going? Third, how do they go to school? Okay, so the answers are all in the text. If the student cannot answer the question, we simply underline and ask him to read it. Example, where do these kids live? So let's underline the sentence and circle Vietnam. These kids live in Vietnam. Easy. Okay, so we praise the student whenever he gives correct answers and motivate him to give another when he gives unrelated one. Before we end the class, there should be an application or follow-up task. So the student needs to have a chance to use the new vocabulary, which is the noun ride. That's one. And should be reminded to use it as much as possible. So we ask the student to read this part. How many? So there are about 70,000 school buses in Korea. So these buses transport around 200,000 students in each day. So let's ask one comprehension question, which is, how do students in Korea go to school? Okay. So we may use the photo to help the student answer that question. Okay. And the student might answer, they go to school by bus. That is correct. But remember, we need to remind our student to use the noun ride in his answer. So let's ask the student to complete the sentence. They get a ride on a blank to school. So the answer is, they get a ride on a bus to school. There, and post it in the chat window. There you have it. How about you? How do you go to school? Have a great day. Goodbye.